New day, same coat, fresh coffee, new haircut. So we are ready to go. And I've been a little busy down here in the garage doing a few things. When I was getting off work last week, not really filming it, but it really wasn't worth it. I ended up changing my mind on the whole clutch switch debacle that I was explaining last time we were together. As you can see, deleted that clutch safety switch, and back up in here, those two leads, they're soldered together permanently. So basically inactivated the clutch switch. And then what we also did is we had to order a standard length clutch cable. So what's nice about that is it's going to work better with a aftermarket clutch lever. Typically, I've been running arc levers. They're really good, and I want to run the old clutch lever I had on this before when it was actually a dirt bike. So had to get a new clutch cable, standard length, and the shock. We got the shock back from Ryan Co. So it looks really good, feels good. I don't think we have any issue with that. And for today, what we're going to get into is rebuilding these forks. So I've had them draining for about 3 days now. I wanted to get ahead of that so we didn't make a mess on camera. But basically what we're just going to be doing is a standard service to them. There's nothing really wrong with them. They just need, since it's going to be on the street from now on, change the oil, replace the seals, and I'm going to swap out these bushings. The only thing I'm concerned about is if you go to ProX, the part number for the 450 and the 250 is different. That'd be this one right here. And if you can read on there, this is actually for a 250R. So I called Rocky Mountain, and they said it would be fine. They said it's the same kit. So I guess there's going to be no real way to find out until we break this thing apart and see if all the bushings and sliders and all that actually do fit. So a couple parts have shown up since we were together last. This seat I ordered from Seat Concepts, and I ordered this actually about 2 months ago, and it just finally came in. So the stock seat on a motocross bike isn't really meant to be sat on, and not comfortable at all. It's just a surface there to put your butt down on. So the seat area on a stock seat is only about 5 inches. Seat Concepts, it makes the whole tub and the foam inside everything, and they're just meant to be a little bit more comfortable. So the seat on the Seat Concepts is 8 inches wide. So I could only do about 100 miles a day on the 08 that I had before, and part of that was due to the seat. One of the things I've always wanted to do was take the Motard up to Connecticut. That's where I'm from. And 4 hours on a dirt bike seat would be pretty rough. So one of the goals for this bike is to eventually take the bike up there and visit my family and stuff. I used to have sport bikes, and Gixxer 1000, CBR 1000Rs, and I used to just take a pair of underwear and a couple changes of clothes and whatever I could fit in that little tool area in the tail, and I'd burn up there for the weekend and visit people, and it'd be pretty cool if I was able to do that on the Motard. So hopefully this seat will get us there. One of the other things I changed my mind on is we actually are going to be putting a radiator fan kit on it. So this one's made by Trail Tech. It's actually a pretty nice unit. I was pretty impressed with the quality of what came with, and the way that it's going to sense temperature is through this little strip, and it goes right into the radiator fin, so we're not going to have to make an extra penetration into the cooling system, and it has a little temperature readout. And what I like the most about this is it actually hijacks power right off of the Honda DTC connection, so where the tech would plug in with a special tool to read engine codes and whatnot. It just takes 12 volts right off of that, and so we're not even going to really have to incorporate that into the wiring harness kit. One of the things I'm still waiting on is the Baja Designs Squadron Pro front light, and Mike Booz actually recommended to me. He said that thing's going to be pretty bright, so I got this Scene Design dimmer kit, and we're going to get this wired in and figured out whenever the light gets here, but that'll be pretty trick too. So what I'd like to do is goals for today would be to get the forks rebuilt and then put them in the bike so that we can begin kind of figuring out where the wires are going to be going, and get the handlebars up on top, and that GPR, that stabilizer, get that on there too. And I actually have not ordered the wire for this yet. I found some really good mil-spec 20 gauge wire that I'm going to be using, and I need to actually order that. And I also found some really nice military grade sheathing for the wire, give it like a real professional look. So this is pretty much my last weekend to get that wire ordered before I run out of time and that ends up holding us up. So we're gonna get started on these forks and just do a standard service on them. Well, we're at a good point now. Basically, the forks are all broken down. Here's your damper. Everything, I just got done cleaning everything. So you got your left fork and your right fork. Everything's, at this point, what I'm gonna start doing is getting these fork lugs cleaned up in the ultrasonic. But just got done parts washing everything and removing all the oil out of the actual damper, and get that going. So the shocks are back together. I did that yesterday, and something strange happened where when I was putting them together and testing out the compression damping rod, it wasn't adjusting from soft to hard. So I should have checked it better when I took it apart, but I'm not sure if maybe the springs will have an effect to help it once it's in the bike or not. But as I go from soft to hard, it's not really responding as my 08 did. So not really sure what to make of it, and I don't really have the expertise to adjust the shim stack. From what I think I put it back together okay, but it was just kind of strange how I was reacting, because I would go from full hard to full soft and not really notice much of a difference of the actual damping component when it was outside of the fork and the spring. So we're gonna put it back on the bike as is and see how it feels once we get it on the road. If it's an issue in the future, I can always slip them out and take them to somebody, you know, a suspension professional, and have them look at the shim stack and see what's wrong with it. But we are gonna get these in the bike today because I want to get this whole steering system and the GPR stabilizer, get that on today and set up and ready to go, so we can start putting wires and the controls and figuring out our plan for the wiring harness.